Hello, welcome back to Thumbs Up Running. I'm Coach Tim Bryan. Sorry a little late today, but I don't know. I went to go live and just a little spin type of thing going on there, and it's a little frustrating. And so I had to figure out what was going on. I had to start a new live stream, and so if you guys are waiting for the first one, I'm just still trying to figure this out. My kids, man, they're on that type of stuff. They're in the 20s. That's just typically how it is. But yeah, today I'd like to talk about race strategy. Not really race strategy, more like race psychology. I think that's what I talked about. Um, and there's a lot to race psychology. People think that they can just show up in the race and they're going to, that's my dog. So when you're talking about race psychology, it's what's going through your head when you're out in a race. When you start, when you go through there, you got to understand that race psychology doesn't just start at the race. To really set yourself up mentally well for racing, you have to have your workout set up right. If you don't approach that right, your race isn't going to turn out the way you want it. It's not just getting out, I ran 5 miles today, 7 miles today, then $10 on a long run of 12 on the weekend. I'm good to go. And I did a speed workout. Well, that's all well and good, but if you don't approach any of those runs correctly, it can either set you up for success or it can set you up for failure. So, like for a run, if I go out and I start out hard on a 6 mile run and I'm just really sucking wind by 3 miles in and I'm starting to slow down and tighten up a little bit, but I still finish my run. Yeah, I got my 6 mile run done. But man, when I'm starting to slow down, I'm feeling tired, I'm tightening up, and I don't feel good. You kind of get discouraged up inside. Top. Same thing with the speed workouts. If I take out too fast and I'm really tired by the mid, and then my latter intervals are much slower than the first ones, well, I just set myself up for believing that when I get tired, I slow down and I tighten up and I just can't finish. And when you get to the race, I don't think that I had good workouts. I when I get to the end, I'm done. But if I set myself up with interval workouts where I pace myself right and I'm running my fastest runs by the end of the workout, then when I go into the race, I've got this catalog in my mind of workouts that I've done that show that I can run fast when I'm tired. So when I get into a race and I get into the other race, I know that I'm tired, but I know that I can push fast and I can catch these people, or I can push hard to the end. I set myself up for that. See, with my races, my runs, my 10 mile run. Hey, you know what? If I learn to, if it's an out and back, I go out and then I run back faster than when I started. And that trains my body to believe that I can finish strong and I can get stronger and stronger as the race goes on. Now, that translates that when I get to the race, there's still a psychology that goes with the race. When I get there, if I throw everything out the window, like my long runs, I would go out and come back faster. If I take out fast in a race, too fast, then I'm going to start tightening up. And what are you thinking? In the middle of a run, you're starting to get tired, your legs are tightening up a little bit, you're really breathing hard, and people start passing you up. Oh, well, I'm just going to hold off the person behind me. The next person goes off. Well, I'll just hold off the person. No, let's get rid of the lie. You're not holding anybody off. You're just trying to hold on to the end, and you're tired. And you're just going to keep tightening up and getting slower and slower, and it gets very discouraging. But if you paced yourself right and you took off not fast and you kind of worked your way through the anaerobic type energy system so you get your aerobic system without going into too much debt where you have to use oxygen to replace that, and you can kick into that gear, you can be able to pick up the pace Your body's warmed up, your muscles are lengthening, the blood's flowing, and you can actually go faster. So at that point where people took out too fast or starting to tighten up, you're starting to gain on them. And you're going to just keep going. You're going to go past them. And once you start passing people, well, I got the next person ahead of me, and I'm going to get that other person that took out fast. And you start catching these people. It's like, you're not thinking at that point psychologically how tired I am. It's like, I own that guy. I own that person. I'm going to catch them. And you know what? If I just push a little bit harder, I can catch that person. And you just keep pushing strong all the way through run. And when you get to the end and you're catching people and you got a kick, you own them on that kick because psychologically you've set yourself up with a history of success throughout the race of catching people. When you get to the end, you believe you can catch the last person right towards the finish line. So race psychology really starts with a good workout and learning how to incorporate that into everything that you do. Everything should have a purpose. You just don't go out willy-nilly and just run hard for your interval workouts without some sort of structure to it. Same thing with your longer runs. You don't go out and do a longer run unless, first off, you have a purpose for that. What do you want? Do I want to just go nice, long, and slow and just build things up? Or do I want to go a little bit harder and come back faster and make sure that the last quarter mile I push it hard, have a strong kick? What do you want? How you approach it and how you nail it will set you up here for a successful race. And how you start your race sets you up for success too. How you run your hills. Do I run them hard or do I pace myself up? When I get to the top, I run hard over the top when people are slowing down, thinking, I just take a breather. You don't take a breather. You go to the top and you hit down the other side and let that momentum down the other side carry you in through your breather. And when you're passing people up in that area, it's all psychology. Now, the older you get like me, there's always going to be people that are going to be faster than you out there. And I don't care. I've won very, very few races in the big time because a lot of younger guys, and that's fine. I'm happy for them. A lot of them are friends. I know them. A lot of them people I've coached, and it makes me feel good as a coach to know that they're doing well and they're succeeding. So that kind of excites me a little bit there. But I'm running against myself. I know that I'm going to run the best race that I can. And I see, especially a lot of these local races, you take out, and all of these little kids out there, and they just spread out to the front. After a while, you have to dodge and weave to get around. These kids are all collapsing after about, a quarter to a half mile into the race because they're tired. They just can't do it. And, and you'll see them way behind you when you finish and they're walking and they're doing something like that. And it really sets you psychologically up that, I don't want to race. I can't do this. But that's not the truth. If you approach it right, you will have success. And that's one thing I can help you with coaching is the psychology around it and how you approach your workouts. You get halfway through and maybe you're working out with somebody and they're a couple steps ahead of you. I had one kid, real good kid, but we get repeat half miles and I would take out about a quarter mile in, I would put down the hammer and take that an extra step. Not that I was running faster, but you have to give that extra level just to maintain the speed. When I would do that, he would be tiring out because I'm trying to get him to pace himself right, but he'd be kind of right with me up to that point. But then we get to the end, he'd be 30, 40 yards behind me or more, slowly coming through. And it's like, So I asked him, what's going on? Do you approach this in life? Do you get to a job and somebody just has to be a little bit better, so I just give up? It's a defeatist attitude. And now it comes down to psychology of younger in life, something happened. And I believe that if somebody got ahead of me, just wasn't worth my time. I'm not good enough to do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. And it's a lie. But where did you partner with that lie in the past? And that's what a good coach can do. It's kind of like counseling almost, but it's really not. It's just helping you to think about it for a minute, and then, all right, we explore a little bit what you came up with, and then you decide how do you want to deal with that. Do you want to? Is that a true belief, or is that just a lie that you partner with sometime? And what are you going to do to change your beliefs? You know, and that's where good coaching comes in. It's like, all right, you bring them along and you do the workouts where they don't take out too fast, and you have them hit their paces, and they start believing that they can run faster and faster and finish strong. And you build up a history of success in workouts. That history translates into your race. So again, race psychology starts at your workouts. And just because you have a bad workout, it's not the end of the world. You took out too fast, you died off. Well, why? Why are you taking out too fast? What's going on inside that makes you think that you have to run hard at the start? And then what are you trying to prove? What are you trying to show? Everything that you do reveals something about you. There's no such thing as a bad workout, unless maybe you slipped on some, black ice somewhere and went down. You didn't see it. That's a bad workout. Okay. But, you're sick that day or something comes up. For the women, that time of month comes around. Hey, it happens, and you may not running as well. That's just information. That's all it is. It's not like you're a bad person. That things fail. For a good coach, everything you do is just information that comes in. And so just put that aside right now, that there's good and bad workouts. There's just information. You learn more about yourself every time you work out. It may not be the workout that you wanted, but it's still information that the coach has to help better structure what you do and get you through so that you can have more effective workouts in the future. So just kind of get that out of your head. There's no good or bad workouts. There's just informational workouts. We learn more about ourselves every time. Okay. So I hope this helps you out a little bit. What I really need is for you guys to leave comments down as you see this, things you'd like to see in the future, things you'd like me to talk about and to discuss, things you need to learn, where you're struggling with, what's going on, so that I can interact with you guys and help you achieve some of the goals that you're looking for and help you guys be successful runners. And successful runner doesn't mean you're going to win the race, but it means that compared to where you're at, you're showing improvement and you're doing the best that you can with who you are. And you're happy with that. Because remember, 200 people in a race, there's only one winner. Dogs are having problems. But anyways, again, leave comments. That helps me out a lot to know what you guys are wanting to see. Anyways, God bless you guys. And I'll try to do a live stream next week, and I'll try to produce some videos, at least one more video throughout this week. Anyways, I'm Tim Bryan, running coach for Thumbs Up Running. Thanks.